would like to read our mission statement.
Not everybody at once.
Careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving.
Thank you very much. And a friendly reminder, you know, this is in the beginning of every team meeting and really every class to honor the TCPA Act. Please double check who you're calling if they are on the do not call list. This is most applicable to people who use robocaller or robodialers, etc. Like I say, every meeting, Gary Keller just spent $40 million to get us out of the lawsuit, and he won't do it again. So please be aware that you are not calling somebody on the do not call list. And we are going to do, is Renee on Zoom?
I'm here.
Yay, hi Renee.
Hi, Jill.
So we are going to, is our volume good? Oh, it's on the TV. Okay. I mean, we can hear you. I'm just going to turn it up one quick second. Oh, thank you.
I totally just stole screen share. Can everybody see my screen or no?
No, we cannot see your screen.
Okay. I tried to steal screen share. Is that a possibility or no?
Lynn is on it. Stop sharing the top.
I'm gonna stop sharing.
Yep.
It's because of
Here she is. Hi, Renee.
Hi, everybody. Now, can you see my giant screen?
We can see Zoom.
Okay. That's a good start. Let me pull it up. So today, what we are talking about, can you see American Identity Group now on the screen?
And
All right. So we are launching our 2024 warranty. So this is our first discussion about this. We are going to try and do some group trainings, individual trainings, one-on-one trainings, team trainings. So this will not be the only time that we discuss it, but the important thing that we discuss is number one, our $499 plan is staying. That is not changing. So if you are using our $499 plan now and you like that, that is still available to you and is not going away. However, this year we have a lot of new and exciting updates, which include the American Identity Group. We are offering coverage for identity theft and title theft through the warranty program. When you purchase these services separately, they can be upwards of $400. When you purchase them as part of the warranty, it's a total of $650. So it's our $499 standard plan plus up to $1 million in identity theft, title theft, and they are monitoring all of them behind the scenes so that they can notify your clients in the event that there is a breach of some sort. So it is proactive monitoring for your clients. Early warning systems, making sure that they can actually shut off postal junk mail, lost wallet service. So there's a ton of stuff that this does up here. And I'm sure that you are all aware with what's going on in the industry, that we're all buckling up and making sure that things are, protected, not only from our standpoints, but from the customer standpoint. So this is just empowering the agents to talk about more than warranty. Warranty has never covered these services before. We want you to be able to sit down with your customers and say, this is more than a home warranty product. This is going to protect your home against unexpected things that can go wrong after closing, but it's also going to protect you as an individual and everyone in your household. So this is for their children, if they have their mother or father living with them, if they have an aunt or an uncle living with them, they all have protection under this one plan for one simple fee. And again, it's part of the warranty. It cannot be ordered like a la carte or separate. There's child identity protection services, email and phishing support services, creditor monitoring, ID risk score. So this is just huge. Like, we are really excited that we're going to be able to offer something like this, or actually allow our agents to offer something like this, because we've never really talked about this before or been in this type of business. So this year, more than ever, for your home buyers, for your home sellers, We want to make sure that you guys are talking with them about this. It's really great for sellers too, because we don't want to see them stop listing with home warranties. They can always list with the $499 plan. But wouldn't it be great to say in your remarks in the MLS that this home not only comes with a home warranty for peace of mind, but it also comes with home identity and theft and title theft protection provided by my seller? Like, what a great selling point for only $150 more. And your seller's still getting all of their free coverage and all of the benefits that come along with it. Plus, if your seller is offering this up front, we take their $1,000 in legal coverage and we up it to $2,500 for them. So they'll get $2,500 in legal coverage should they need it for up to 2 years post-sale. So this is just an amazing plan. New things, we're always trying to find new things that our agents can talk about. So I really want you to think about how empowering it is to talk to them about an umbrella of coverage that you as the agent are now able to offer them that extends beyond the home that they're buying, but into their personal life to protect them as well. Okay. We do have these handy little handouts that's talking about it, why it's such a good idea. One of the other big changes that you're going to see when we get the new warranty into your office is we made it shorter. Like, a lot of feedback that we got is that the brochures were just too big. And a lot of times customers weren't keeping them or knew where to find them. So what we did is we got rid of terms and conditions altogether on the warranty plan. So we have a large QR code that's now on all of our warranties. So here's our new warranty. You're going to see it's, you know, the cover page, your order page, your plans and pricing. And that's going to talk about the identity theft protection. You'll see the 1-year gold plan up there with the heart. That's the one that includes the identity theft protection. Okay. We still have the home technology plan available at the $199. If you had customers that like that, if you were selling the buyer's premier coverage plan, it's now $825 and it includes the home identity protection. So right here, it's going to still show what is covered, which is important because people want to know what categories does a home warranty cover. It's going to explain a little bit about the AIG plan, about the gold plan, and what that covers. And then right here, start a claim is the QR code. And on the back, terms and conditions do apply. If they scan this QR code, they can save all of the terms and conditions right there in their phone, bookmark it. They can always have access to how to make a claim. So instead of you guys getting those calls, it'll automatically be in their phone. Home warranty, 1 year, they can put in their expiration date so they know who to call if they have a problem. But this new brochure that you'll see, it's only 7 pages long. So it's nice and compact. And then we do have the QR codes available right there. I do encourage you guys, when you're talking about a home warranty, to get them to scan all of the QR codes right then and there so that you know that they have access to it in their phone. Super important. It's going to be the same thing when they buy the identity protection. They're going to scan a code and give us some information so that AIG can be surfing the dark web. They can be checking their credit report nonstop. They can notify them that there is a questionable charge showing up, or they can ask them, did you apply for a home equity loan? Because we're getting notifications that you did. And that the home equity scams right now are huge with all the house prices that went crazy after COVID. People are taking out home equity loans. Fraudulent home equity loans are showing up, and there's nothing that can be done until the consumer knows about it. Well, now they'll know about it when the application's taken out and they can say, nope, that wasn't me. And the fraud is stopped right there. So title theft, identity theft, it's a big problem right now. And we're trying to find solutions that you as the agent can offer your homeowners. We know that this just makes referrals even stronger for you when you have all of these tools in your pocket to talk about. So that's the quick version of our updates. Does anybody have any questions that I can answer while I'm on here? And again, we'll be talking about this more. I'll get the new brochures over. I'm sure that Brian will be so kind as to get everything uploaded for us. We're going to have a big transition. So like 3 months-ish, we're going to be transitioning over to this plan. If you already have a warranty ordered, they can absolutely upgrade and add to get the AIG coverage. If for some reason you still want to use the old warranty plan and pricing through, March 1st, you'll be able to do that too. We'll have a hard cutoff date and I will be sure to let you know about that. But please make sure once the new brochures are over that you go into your personal loops that the office doesn't have access to and update those, okay? And then any questions?
Just very quickly, for the sake of time, we don't have time for lots. Tara,
I just wanna know how long does it last?
how long does it last, Renee?
It is a 1-year policy plan, just like the warranty, and it is renewable for them.
What's the renew cost?
What's the renew cost?
I don't know, that's a different department. It's usually similar to real estate cost, maybe about $125 difference, but again, that's a package, not just for the AIG.
And if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to Renee directly.
Okay.
We'll pop on her slide again. I believe, Renee, thank you so very much. I believe her information is there.
I'll put it in the chat, and I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person today, you know, the school's closed, so.
Life happens, no worries at all. Yep, if we go to the slide before. There we go.
This full
So
screen.
go ahead and jot down her phone number or email if you need it. And then Chris, what do you have?
Hey, everybody. I'm gonna start this here, maybe. Going around is some info. Where's the camera? Let's go. That is like a checklist for when you're listing a condo. Probably a good thing to know if your buyers are putting offers in on a condo, the documents that we're going to need as a lender to get the condo fully reviewed. Just want to tell a really quick story. Week before Christmas, I get a contract. This couple, they're buying a condo in Ohio City, right around the corner from West Side Market. They had previously been with Chase. Chase basically did their appraisal 2 weeks into the process, condo review. They say, you know what? The level of coverage that the condo has, the insurance policy, that's not enough. It's not going to be a sellable loan, meaning Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac wouldn't approve the loan. They were freaking out, obviously, because they're 2 weeks in and already paid for an appraisal. Gets kicked over to us. I send it into my condo review department. I basically say, hey, here's the deal. Here's what Chase said. What do you think? They picked around at it. They even reached out to Chase and said, hey, why did you deny this loan? They came back to me and said, yeah, I don't think that they have a good opinion on it. I think it is saleable to Freddie, maybe not Fannie, but to Freddie. So we said, all right, let's give it a shot. We did a loan application, held off on the appraisal until we got the condo approved. A week and a half of back and forth between the HOA, the insurance company, and the condo department, and it got approved. We turned the appraisal around in 2 weeks and we closed it just last week. So if you're in that situation, I mean, Chase, obviously huge bank, biggest in the nation, arguably one of the biggest in the world. If they're throwing their hands up and saying they can't do it and you're freaking out trying to see what options you have, who knows? I'm happy to throw it at the wall, see if it sticks. And in that particular situation, it did. And it was very easy. So,
Awesome. Thank you, Chris.
thank you.
And also thank you for splitting lunch.
Yes, sir. Oh,
Perfect. Okay, and then Andrea, did you want to give an update on the beds?
I do, yes.
I
I have it here. Oh, thank you. So I'm sort of in the middle. So as you guys know, we said if there was a certain amount of beds, transactions that we were able to open in a month, that we were able to donate a bed, to your project. So hold on a second here. So we opened 18 in December, so we're almost there. We're almost there. I think maybe January we'll hit it.
perfect. And we need to get to how many?
What did we say, 25? Yeah, 25. So we're almost there for being able to donate a bed in this living office's name. So, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to core values. As a reminder, we have grit, build a positive team and family spirit, be transparent, 360 team player, and create fun and a little weirdness. I would love to thank you guys because so many came in, and I would love to share, although we always only have one agent spotlight, I would love to share the nominations that we received. We first have Miss Keisha Wagner, nominated by Christina Dukas. She said Keisha is amazing. I would say she fits every single one of these core values. She is a true team player and bleeds the KW culture. We also have Mary Jo Kormishoff nominated by Mike Roberts, and he said he is nominating Mary Jo for Grit. I've known Mary Jo for over 15 years, and she has always been tenacious in everything she does. She has always been a real estate role model for me, and this past year, I had the pleasure of partnering with her and joining her team weeks or maybe even a day before she had her fourth child. It was impressive to see how well she handled her team and personal business while having a new baby and managing other children and responsibilities. She's fiercely competitive and steadfast in her goals. As a team, she experienced a lot of change with hiring new admin staff, losing agents, adding agents, switching brokerages, etc. And she handled every challenge in stride and stayed determined to emerge even stronger. Mary Jo is a boss, and even though she is happy to fly under the radar, she deserves all the accolades one can receive in our industry. It's so. Completely agree. We also have Carly Sablotny nominated by Levi Garrett. He said Carly fits the bill for all the core values, but build a positive team and family spirit is the one that stands out. Without a description, we have Rick Tannenbaum, which always pops up. Rick is our A1 by Ashley Battaglia Warren. We have Dee Creel nominated by Laura Murata. Gritty, fun, and always bringing a positive team and family spirit to whatever she does. I absolutely agree with that. We have Brian nominated by Christina Dugas as well. And she said grit, positive team and spirit, and 360 team player. Two more. I love these. We have Ricky Manco nominated by Stacy Jones. Ricky embodies all three of the core values above. Specifically, he consistently reports the dates in advance that he will be out of the office working in other positions. This way, there's no surprises with commission. He's always looking out for everyone. And just recently, I asked Ricky to provide something for our team member, and he immediately responded to this. Amazing follow-up as always. I believe Ricky is the epitome of building a positive team environment with his believe and stay positive approach. He's truly a team player in all aspects, and we are so grateful for your presence, Ricky. I could not agree more. And Tanisha Fields, nominated by Denise Borders. Tanisha doesn't always allow what's going on in the market to affect her. She is definitely a go-getter and exemplifies the value of grit, being transparent, and a team player. She is an outstanding person whose positivity, motivation, and unwavering grit defines her approach to real estate. Her relentless commitment to excellence sometimes makes her harder on herself than need be. However, it always pushes her to do more. Her resilience is unmatched, navigating challenges with a can-do attitude. What sets her apart is her humility. And always willing to seek advice and collaborate for the best outcomes. In a competitive industry, Tanisha's positive team and family spirit, motivation, grit, and openness to assistance makes her better, ensuring clients receive not just a home, but an experience filled with optimism and dedication. These are so wonderful. Thank you. Keep them pouring in. Is there anybody while we're here that wanted to call anyone out before we announce our agent's spotlight? Miss Felice.
She's not here, but I just wanted to say thank you to Mo. She really helped me on a HUD deal. I had never dealt with HUD. And I called Ricky, said call Mo. She really was a team player, and she really helped me and had me back. So she's not here, but I just wanted to say thank you.
I could not agree more. Give Mo a round of applause. Nisha?
So my coaches and productivity, I always got to shout you out, and I appreciate everything you said. It really touched me, Denise. But for Rick, I gotta give you a lot of props, because you always answer the phone for me. I always come with something that I feel like the world's coming down, and he's like, okay, here's what you do, and everything, So thank you for always being there and able to help and willing.
Awesome. That is a great one.
But I just wanna call out Rick again too.
Another Rick.
Another Rick, but he knows this one, because I think him and I were attached at the hip for, a particular, deal. And so I just wanna thank him for all of his, those phone calls that we had, in getting that one to the closing table. So.
That's awesome. Thank you. And without further ado, our agent is Keisha Wagner. Keisha, come up and start. And Sarah, you were last month and I think it's. Yes. Thank you all for participating there. And moving on to, I believe, new agents. So we did not meet in December, which typically we have November. So we've got a list that I'll rock through. We have Lorraine Borway, Levi Garrett, Sally Berger, Anthony Collier, who is here, Kirsten Osborne, Toy Porch, Shauna Stevens, Vanessa Fleming, Sarah Nauer, Rachel Simon. Welcome back to the Dugas. And is that all of them? Tanya Carpenter, Amanda Wood, and Eric Wood. So feels good to grow in numbers without a doubt. So that is, we didn't have our meeting in December. So we are kind of backdating some of them. Let's keep growing, y'all. I'm very proud of this office.
Ready for Cappers?
And then top producers, I believe.
Cappers first, then.
Thank you. We have Bob Cugini, Carly Zablotny, Journey Tool, Sandy Braun, Kara Kutcher, Leslie Moten, and Miss Lauren Baker. So give them a round of applause. And now top producers. We will first catch up on our November ones. Diana and Mike Magno, Carly Zablotny, Mary Jo Clark, Karen Downing, Kara Kutcher, Andre Godes, Michael and Stacy Jones, Mary Jo Kormashoff, Mike Roberts, Heather Holcomb, Michaeline and Bob Paul, Journey Tool, Bob Cugini, Mary Vetta, Mo Wolodarsik, Dennis and Kathleen Bergansky, Crystal Washington, Danielle McCandless, Alex Mazet, that might be her first time on the top producers. Melinda Chamberlain, Laura Murata, Keisha Wagner, Tara Samoji, and Lauren Baker. Then rolling into December, Diana and Mike Magno, Laura Murata, Alicia Barton, Melinda Chamberlain, Irene Molnar, Mary Jo Clark, Carly Zablotny, Mike Roberts, Julie Miller, Tara Samoji, Anna Strugatsky, Journey Tool, Mary Jo Kormashoff, Michaeline and Bob Paul, Mary Vetta, Mo Wolodarsik, Keisha Wagner, Michael and Stacy Jones, Felice Cologne, Karen Downing, and Danielle McCandless. All right, and then before, we have a huge congratulations to our new 2024 ALC. We have Janice Borders, Leah Jones, Stacy Jones, Diana Magno, Irene Molnar, Michaeline Paul, Tara Samoji, David Toth, Keisha Wagner, Crystal Washington, and Cindy Wilson. We are very excited for this year's ALC. We have our first big meeting, which is next Friday. We have like an all-day advance, which is fun. From there, pay attention. We will have some committees that we're introducing to the Market Center that you are more than welcome to get involved in. I hope you do. We actually have, I think, a couple that aren't on here, but we're going to talk about as well. So congratulations, 2024 ALC. And then just quickly, I wanted to go over some Cuyahoga County stats. So you guys are well aware, whether you're in a listing presentation or working with buyers, properties sold were down 11%. Current inventory was down 22%, and also a decrease in pending properties. Probably not a huge surprise there. This was for December. Then we have, so average price was neutral. Average price sold depreciating. So again, not a surprise there, but this is a very good one to be aware of. Set the expectations with your sellers when you go into a listing appointment. People still are, well, my neighbor sold 6 months ago and it sold day one. It's not 6 months ago. And although that doesn't seem like that long ago to you, it's a completely different market now. So the average price that's actually selling has gone down. So be very aware of that and just know that to set proper expectations with your seller. Next one we had, I'm not a huge price per square foot person, honestly. Jose never went by that and I learned from him. So, unless you're in an area where all the houses are exactly the same, you can absolutely go by price per square foot. In Ohio, we vary so greatly. So that's why I don't typically, but in case you do go by price per square foot, in December, it was down 6%, which isn't huge, but it was down slightly from 125 to 117. And then lastly, this is another one, just be aware of for your sellers. Days on market is in an upward trend, which this is not a surprise to us, but again, just for us to be aware of when you're having conversations with your seller. It's not likely, instead of Jose said on his market update, rather than 4 hours, now it might be 4 days. It could be 4 weeks for some. So just be aware and setting proper expectations of why it's smart to price at market value, not above market value if time is important to you, because those days on market are going up. Perfect. And then we are going to welcome up Mr. Nate Fisher from Aligned Properties. So we were excited to bring Nate to you guys today because we don't have anybody in our office who does property management. So I will let him take it away. Thank you, Nate.
Morning, everyone. I'm gonna give you the fast version of the presentation because they've got like empanadas over there. That's way more important to me. Let me pull up my notes. Now, if you could, I'll just give you a tap for the next slide.
Okay.
Next slide. So that's me in 2020. I was so full of hope and joy at the time. I am the KW Elevate property manager. I was an investor for about 10 years, did everything myself, got really into things, financed it with personal loans because things were so cheap back then. And I was able to put together a pretty decent property portfolio. In 2019, I retired on my rental income, and then something happened in 2020. I don't know if you guys were around for that, and everything fell apart. Since that time, I started a property management company called Aligned Properties through KW Elevate. And in that time, we've grown to about 350 doors. I've got 2 full-time staff and about 40 different contractors that we work with on the regular. So we've been able to have a pretty solid bit of growth, and a part of that is working with realtors like yourselves. Next slide, please. So this is what we do. Effectively, we are a full service property manager group. If you want, you could have your clients hand us the keys and we'll send them a check each month. So we'll take care of pretty much everything. We've got the maintenance down, we've got the accounting down with a third-party accounting CPA to make sure that everything's done correctly. And the best thing about working with me and for working with your clients is that I'm always available. The amount of phone calls that I get in a day, the amount of text messages, nobody answers faster in this industry. Next slide. I'm just going to really breeze right through this one real quick. If you have not started working with investors, now is a perfect opportunity. We just talked about how there's a little bit of a slowdown. Well, Diana, you haven't seen any slowdown. Journey Tool hasn't seen any slowdown. Things are still constantly moving for investors because Cleveland is still the best investor opportunity in the country. The properties are cheap. It's the only place that you can get cash flow. And compared to California and New York City, we have the most landlord-friendly legal system out there. So it's easier to work with investors. There's plenty of opportunity for them. And if you have not already built them into your pipeline, now's a perfect opportunity to do so. Next slide. Let's get this one to the next slide. Okay. So I'm sure all of you have heard of property management companies. I'm sure some of you may have your favorite person. here's the way that I'm here to support you. First and foremost, I don't buy and sell. I tried it when I first started. It is a nightmare. I don't know how you guys do it. You have to educate people all the time. You have to deal with the craziness. I got enough of that just from the tenants. So I am never going to want to buy and sell. Your relationship with your clients is always going to be yours. They're going to do the buy with you, and they're eventually going to do the sale with you. Remax Haven and some of the other guys, they're going to want to take that business, and then you lose your client. Two, by me being a third-party entity in your transaction, there is no conflict of interest. I am a separate voice and a separate opinion that is giving them positive advice that isn't based around making a sale. I'm there to be kind of that other side, the person who has the hard conversations and answers the tough questions. That's a service that I can take care of for you. So you don't have to worry about that side when you work with me. Site selection. For a lot of you who are not investor focused, that's a service that I can really help you with. I work all throughout Greater Cleveland. I work all throughout Greater Akron. I know every neighborhood. I know all the eccentricities with all the various building departments. I've got them all on, I've got all the various housing directors. I have their cell phone numbers because I want to be able to talk to them when a problem comes up. And so when your clients are looking for properties, I want to be with them every step of the way. I'll give them an analysis of what the property in the area is like. I'll let them know the weird eccentricities. I'll let them know, whereabouts rent should be for that property. And as you go through it, I'm also going to help you guys by pushing them towards higher end properties. I'm going to try and keep them away from going into those low end $50,000 houses that are about to fall down. I want you guys to get a better commission because I want you guys to also get better properties so that your investor buys another one. It's nothing like having an investor who buys one, has it be an absolute disaster, and then they're done. So I'll help with the site selection. I'll also, since I have the best contractors, when you go through your inspection phase, please send me the inspection and I will give you guys an estimate based on getting these properties taken care of. So I've done, probably about 30 or so turns every year. If you've got a property that needs punch up, I'm the person to talk to because I've got the people for it. We have hard conversations. Referrals, and this is the really fun part for you guys. Every time you bring me a new door, I will give you my first management fee. So if you bring me a property that's $800 a month, I'm going to send you that first management fee of $80. I charge 10%. If you bring me a property with 40 times 80, what's that, 3,200? Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Every property that client brings me, that you have referred me to, I'm going to give you that management fee. So not only am I the best property manager out there, but I'm going to give you money so that I can prove it. Next slide. Now, obviously, this is not the end all be all of how to work with investors, but these are some of the guidelines that I've kind of found that nobody else talks about. First off, don't do low income. Everybody points to the numbers. They say the rent is so high. They say the mortgage is so low. The numbers look great. The numbers aren't real. The amount of turnover that you get with low income, the amount of maintenance that you have to do with low income, all of their numbers are going to fall apart in the first 6 months. And you're going to look like the villain because you helped them buy a bad property. And then they're not going to buy the next one, and then they're not going to sell that property with you. Don't do low income. Also, if anyone says that Section 8 or Eden or any of the other programs are a cure-all to fix that, it is not guaranteed money. Tenants still have to pay a portion, 30% of their adjusted income. And CMHA has a tendency to just not pay. Sometimes they'll say, hey, you missed your inspection when they sent the letters to the tenants. Sometimes they'll say, hey, the tenant now has to pay 3/5 or 3/4 of what the total rent is. And then you got to start chasing. So Section 8 is not the cure-all. Make sure to use your network, talk with people like myself, talk with the Magnos. They're incredibly investor friendly. Talk with Journey Tool, he's investor friendly. These are people who want to support you as you start to get into that industry. And make sure that if you are not already, get on biggerpockets.com. There is no greater resource. There is no greater knowledge base that is freely available to realtors like yourself. And the amount of lead generation that you can get just from that website, I'd say at least 30% of my business is just people who looked on some of my posts and said, hey, I should check in with that guy. Last slide, please. All right, guys, so, hey, I went through this really quick. I just want to let you know that I am here as a resource for you. If you want to reach out, if you even are slightly interested in working with investors, just call me and have the conversation. The best thing about working with me is that I almost always pick up the phone. Just reach out. I love talking shop, and yeah, let's make some money together.
Thank
Thanks.
you, Nate. Before you go back to your seat, does anybody have any questions for Nate, whether it's Tara?
Will you take on properties that already have tenants in them?
Yes, I do. I have mixed feelings when it comes to pre-tenanted properties. Pre-tenanted properties tend to have lower rents than they should because, you know, they've been in place for a little while. And two, sometimes tenants have their own baggage. They either love the way the other property manager or owner worked. They either had some anger at the old property manager and they come in with their, like, you know, their fists ready and they're already swinging. But sometimes they're absolute sweethearts. I would say the guideline is if they've been there for at least 6 months, that's a tenant that I would be okay taking on. If they've been there for less than 6 months, they're probably someone that they just crammed in just to say the property is tenanted.
Well, let's talk later.
Of course.
I have a question. So I know you talked about the site, helping them understand, you know, where to buy, et cetera. So that being said, say somebody has a newer investor they're working with, could they bring you into that buyer consultation? If they knew, like, hey, I have a property manager that I will tee you up with. He's great with certain areas. Would you be open to having in the home search, be open to having a conversation with them?
That's pretty much the perfect time. You know, you as a realtor, there's 1,000 realtors out there. There's tens of thousands of realtors out there. What makes you as KW Living People special is that you have that network. You have people who are as talented as you are that you can reach out to and say, hey, I don't know this answer, but I've got my guy. When you are in a buyer's consultation and they're having a conversation, they're going to ask, well, hey, who do you refer to for property management? Give them my information, have them reach out to me via email. I have a very concise handbook that puts together all of my policies, pricings, and procedures. I'm happy to share that with anyone who asks for it. And the sooner you get me involved, the sooner that you guys will be able to have a positive sale that generates a second sale and a third sale.
That's great. Thank you so
Yeah, thanks.
So what we do is we do our consultation and then we push our client to Nate and then they come right back to us.
Oh, awesome. And Mike has said that so much, and I know you touched on it, but just from actual people you work with, he always compliments you, like, I don't have to worry about Nate stealing my clients. You know, it can absolutely be a, hey, now I'd like you to pick his brain, and then they come back to you to find the property. That's,
You know, as part of that no conflict of interest, feel free to refer other property managers as well if you've got them. You know, I'm not going to be perfect for every single client, but the vast majority of them stay with me, they stick with me. I've had probably 130 clients over the last 3 years, and I'm still with 120 of them. So track record speaks for itself. And yeah, if you guys want, I will be chilling in the back. Feel free to come and ask me questions. I'm not exactly approachable, but I'm trying.
feel free to stay for the scene. Perfect. Very much. Now a quick word from PC. All right. Hey, everybody. Question. Who in here is full-time in real estate, that you actually consider yourself full-time in real estate? So how many hours you actually work a week?
I always find this funny question. People that say they're full-time are actually working more than full-time hours, but then who in the room is actually part-time? And by part-time, I mean this because no one wants to admit that they're part-time. They have another job. And so are you working, this is where it gets tricky. Are you actually working 20 hours in real estate? The part-time people. Part-time meaning that you have another full-time job. So this is where we kind of start to fall off. So you have to identify, if I'm full-time in real estate, I work 40 hours a week. If I'm part-time in real estate, part-time job is 20 hours a week. And if I'm not, and I'm only selling to friends and family occasionally, and then this is a hobby, then you have to ask what, how many hours am I actually working in real estate? So I keep finding this coming up with the people in coaching. And so me and Janice created what we call our Monday workday calendar. And Janice is passing that out right now. And so we have asked our people in coaching that consider themselves full or part-time to commit to coming in all day on Monday like it's a full-time job. And the idea is to follow this calendar that I thought was the most effective things that you can be doing with your full day. Now, if you have buyer appointments or listing appointments or home inspections, those are real estate related things. A dentist appointment, if you had a full-time job, you would be going to a dentist appointment on your lunch hour. So you don't go to dentist appointments during lead generating time, because that's what happens. You don't make up for it. So I would say that we're passing out this calendar. I think it's a great tool to use because I find that the new agents, and I know Janice does too, they can say they're full or part-time, but they just don't know what to do. Like, what am I supposed to do with if I don't have appointments yet, how am I supposed to work full and part-time? So quickly, just to go through, we meet at 8:30 and we do some type of a podcast where Janice is doing a book club now, talking about a different topic. And then we do an accountability time slot. During that 15 minutes, the agents are talking about what is it that they had as a goal last week and were they able to accomplish it? And then what's their goal for this week? I also created a how's it going page that you have that tracks your numbers. And I broke down what I thought were the most important things to be tracking on a weekly basis. Then it rolls into, we do the first lead generating time slot is 9:15 to 10. And then I have a little tracker on here saying how many appointments you got and how many contacts you made. We roll right into our Dominate Your Week. And then we actually have a lunch break because like if this was a full-time job, you would also get a lunch break. Then they come back and do scripting from 1 to 1:30. 1:30 to 2 is work on your CRM, do follow-up, things like that, schedule appointments, schedule showings. We have a marketing hour from 2 to 3. And mind you, this is not a class. This is not an all-day class that we're hosting. This is come and work together to be able to, look at what does a full-time job look like in real estate. Admin work time slot, that would be the time where you're writing offers, setting up showings, preparing listing appointments. Time block the rest of your week for 15 minutes. And then the second session of lead generating, which is from 4 to 4:45. And then we end at 4:45 to 5 with group wins. What obstacles did you have today? What challenges did you have with the different things you were working on? How can we help you with that? And any wins. I got this appointment. I was able to get this buyer to do this thing or whatever. And then my hope is, when I first came up with this, I thought we could do this 5 days a week. And then Mark said, are you insane? You don't want to come in 8 hours, 5 days a week. I'm like, yeah, you're right. What was I thinking? But I hope that everyone will go on and then follow this. If you're part-time, you should be doing this 3 to 4 times a week or split it in half. And then tracking it. So right now we're in our second month of doing this. My hope is by like a 3-month period, I would want those people that have committed to doing this to really evaluate their numbers and see how much did they increase. A little bit of a disadvantage that we started in November and it's a slower time of the year, but I'm hoping that the consistency of the habit will create a environment for them that, if this is a full-time job, these are the things that I should be doing. So.
I just want to add one thing. Every Monday and Friday, Future holds an accountability zone. It should be packed with everybody in this office. There's 5 people on consistently Monday and Friday. It's only 30 minutes. It's to tell what you did last week, what your intention is for this week, how many appointments you're setting, and then Friday we read out all our numbers. And it's an accountability group for all of us. So we do this on Monday, but I Zoom them into that so that they can partake in that. But really, everybody should participate in that because it allows us to know each other and what each other is doing. So I know what Crystal's working on this week. I know how many appointments she said she was going, or how many calls that she was gonna make. I know how many calls Keisha's gonna make this week. And it's a way to hold each other accountable. And really, everybody should be there. And we've been doing this for years.
Well, Amanda started it, and so it's been at least 2 years, if not longer.
Yeah, so it's really big. The Zoom should be overflowing.
And why? Because we're more likely to actually achieve it if you've said it out loud and you've said it to a group of other people.
Yeah, you don't want to keep coming back every Friday like, I did not make my call. Who wants to be the person who never does anything for the week? And so you feel like, and you get that motivation. When Leah said she got an appointment, you feel like, okay, I need to go do my appointment. Or whoever is on the call, like, it energizes you to do more. So I hope that more people will come to Zoom on. We have one Friday, 8:30.
Thank you for reminding everyone to do this. And up next, we have Miss Lynn Scott. Or we don't.
No, I got a big one, since this is a surprise to me. If you guys are command users, there's been a ton of changes. Websites have changed, home evaluations are in. Smart plans changed, and if you do use it, they changed the time and date to Chicago time, meaning we're an hour behind. So we have to go in to the settings and change it to New York time. So we're actually creating the correct time. Otherwise, we can send something out. They've also broke it down to what time do you want to go out. It could be any time, and anytime if you don't have your time and date set, they can kick it back to 9 o'clock at night. So be mindful of that.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thanks, Lynn.
And then I'm assuming broker minute is our next slide.
Quick one, guys. Hopefully you guys all saw my email and my Facebook post. Wire fraud is going on. You know about it, Andrea, right? I talked to all of the title companies that we do business with about it. We need to be extra vigilant. We had an agent call me, from one of our brokerage's agent, a living agent. Called me and, let me know that they had one of their clients had some wire fraud. So what happened was, they were getting ready to close. They filled out the paperwork with the title company, put their wire instructions, their email address, let's say was ricktannenbaum5@gmail.com. The next day, the title company got an email from ricktannenbaum6@gmail.com saying, I've changed my banking information. Here's my new wire instructions. Luckily, that title company noticed something was off. And so they made some phone calls and nobody lost the money, but we need to be careful because that's happening. Wire fraud is real, and if they would have wired that money to the wrong account, that's gone. We'll never see it again. And our clients are in trouble. So I put out a list on an email and a Facebook post with some tips of what you should do. You should also let your clients know that you're never sending wire information to them, your buyers or sellers. You're never sending that wire instructions to them. The only place they should be getting wire instructions is from the title company. The title companies that I've spoken with all use secured emails and not sending it just from the escrow agent's regular email account. It's coming through a secure email. They all told me they have the same practice where they have to fill in their wire instructions. The sellers are going to fill in the wire instructions on a piece of paper, and that's it. It's not changing. If they need to change it, they've got to redo that paper. Is that right, Andrea? Am I saying it right? Yeah. So hackers are finding our clients. They might be hacking into your email. They might be hacking into the title company's email. Who knows where they're getting it from, but make sure you guys are being safe. Make sure your clients know that it's not coming from you. And you should never, by the way, if you ever get an email from the title company saying, here's our wire instructions, please forward it to your client. That's not from them. No title company is going to do that. So please be careful. Change your password. I use a password manager. So those are nice because you only have to remember one password and they create really complicated passwords for all your accounts. So that makes it difficult for hackers to get into your email. So think about using one of those, and at least at the bare minimum, you guys should be changing your passwords, frequently. Was that,
Or make it a sentence.
or a tech person says make it a sentence.
Yes, Lynn, I copied that for you. Thank you, Rick. And then some upcoming announcements, so raise your hand if you understand what the K1 network is. Starting to see it and become more visible. Okay, so what the K1 network is, it's a brokerage alliance. It's all three of Jose's market centers. We have like an awesome meeting of the minds. It includes KW Living, KW Elevate, and KW Legacy Group in Canton. So one of our upcoming classes is the Burr Blueprint. And speaking of bigger pockets, Mike Magno is like the goat with bigger pockets. People are constantly reaching out to him and know who he is. He's developed such a reputation. So I'm excited to hear what he has to say. That is on Thursday, January 25th at 2. Oh, maybe this is just a reminder that we have power-ups. I didn't know if
It
there was
is.
like what the upcoming ones were coming up. Just keep an eye for the power-ups. So that we do between Living and Elevate. And those are done once a week. They're just 30 minutes. What I love about these is hop it in while you're in the car driving to an appointment. They're quick, value-packed sessions. Sometimes I think it's like, an hour for a Zoom. And this is just quick, lots of value. Carly did one yesterday on social media that was awesome. So you can catch it on our YouTube channel if you missed it.
And also our next one is happening next Wednesday, the
Thank you.
24th at 11.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, so what is the date today? The 17th. Tomorrow is the last day to purchase tickets because we have to let Gervasi know how many are going to be there. This event, so partnering with your partner, it is going to be wonderful. So we have Mike and Stacy Jones from KW Living. We have Aaron Brewer and Michael Smith from Elevate, and then the Jones from Legacy. And not to be confused, we have two Jones couples that are going to be on it. There's also going to be a keynote speaker. And the whole premise of this idea is this industry, it's a lot and we jump headfirst into it, sometimes to the detriment of our family, etc. And not saying that, your spouse, partner, whoever, partner in crime needs to get their real estate license, but in what way can they help you in your business reach your goals? How can they support you? Maybe it is getting your real estate license, or maybe it is helping you in a different way and mindset. But it's going to be a great night. We did it in February, so it's kind of like a date night with your partner, and it's down at Gervasi. So I hope you guys can make it. Please, like I said, get your tickets by tomorrow so we can let Gervasi know. Yes.
I know you explained it a little bit right now, but can you go a little bit more in depth about what you're asking the couples to talk about?
Just their business. In what way how does each one of their businesses operate? In what way, how are they both, we actually haven't done the questions yet, but the whole point is how can you get your spouse or partner involved in your business?
That's a good one. Signing up now.
Everybody, for the record, I am actually retired. I'm here to help.
Speaking vulnerably,
That's a pretty big.
a couple years ago, my husband ended up getting his real estate license, and people always say like, oh, you guys do you not stand up, you work together all the time? And if anything, it's so interesting. Like, I think it strengthened our relationship because he got to understand what my world and what my life is about. Dennis is laughing. But truly, yes, the good days and the bad days, 100%. So it's going to be a great event. Your spouse or partner does not have to be in the business. I would encourage, if they're not, in the business and come to it. Or if you are, it would be great anyways. So hope you guys can make it. And we also have, you know what we didn't add a slide of is Sarah Herda. Did we have that? Okay,
We didn't.
so keep an eye out, sorry, thinking out loud. Next Thursday,
the
January
last slide.
24th. What?
That's the last slide.
Yeah, if that's Wednesday.
Um,
Okay, Thursday, the
Thursday.
25th, are you sure? Oh, Wednesday, the 24th, that's when it is, okay. I'm sorry, Wednesday, the 24th, our regional tech trainer, Sarah Herda, she actually lives down in Georgia. She will be at KW Living on Thursday, the 24th. So she's gonna be doing like an open forum workshop in the training room. Who thinks they use command at the highest level for their business? Probably nobody in this room. And we have like, Lynn, you are absolutely amazing, but
there is
it's
another
hard to, you know, she's just gonna come and say, here's the updates that are happening. Hopefully it brings some excitement. You can see how can you help let command help double your business? Or how can it help, increase your database? Like as many referrals as you can get from your sphere, et cetera. In what way can it help? And then a big last push for family reunion. I know Keisha, Cindy, maybe Carly, I talked to her yesterday, myself, Rich, Jordan, we've got a good amount of people going. Leah, are you going? Okay, so just so you guys know, I believe it is next week. Tickets go up by $100. So if you're going, absolutely see if you can jump on the bandwagon and get your tickets. This week, we're gonna start sharing like where people are staying. I myself am at New York. But the actual convention's at Mandalay Bay. So the closer you can get to that, if you want to walk there, the better. But there's lots of opportunities. I think some of the KW ones are sold out, but I got on like Vegas.com even, and there's always some great deals. If any of you like gamble at the Horseshoe, use your MGM points or whatever it may be. So yeah, I hope you guys can make it. And, oh, that's
That's
right,
the last
weird.
one.
That's the last one. So thank you for being here. Stick around. We do have a CE following, the meeting today that, PRC home inspection and Chris Bullock supplied the lunch. So hope you can stick around for the CE and thank you for being here. Have a great day, everyone.